Hi mamas! In this video I will talk about 5 mistakes to absolutely avoid when practicing prenatal yoga to keep you and your baby safe. So by the way, I am Juliette from luluyoga.eu and I am a Yoga Alliance RPYT, so registered prenatal yoga teacher. And I'm myself pregnant of my second child, so I have done mistakes. And also I felt myself unsure of how to practice yoga, if practicing yoga or any kind of sport during my first pregnancy, because of all the misinformation out there. It was really overwhelming and I didn't know what to do. So it was kind of convenient to not do anything, So that's why I specialize myself in prenatal and postnatal yoga. And I'm here to share you all of my tips. So mistake number 1, don't hold your breath. So I am all about practicing pranayama, so breathing exercises. You should actually practice pranayama. It's amazing practice, but be careful not to hold your breath, so you can just skip it. So I will make a video just about the pranayamas that are safe during pregnancy, but basically if the 4-4-4 practice, for instance, so inhale for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, you would just skip the holding part. So you would inhale for 4 and exhaling for 4, and that's it. The reason is that your baby needs a constant flow of oxygen, and you don't want to deprive your baby of oxygen, right? So just be careful about this one. Mistake number 2 is to ignore your core. So I know doctors say, and they're right, not to do any core work, not to do any crunches. So you don't want to crunch your abs. That is absolutely true. But it doesn't mean that you can't work on your core indirectly. And there are many ways to do that. And I will also do a video just about this topic because it's very, very important. Keeping your core strong is helping you holding your baby, but it also helps you to recover better during postpartum. So don't ignore your core, but don't do crunches either. Mistake number 3 is to do generic yoga flows. So this happens a lot because there are a lot of yoga beginners who are pregnant and start doing yoga during their pregnancy because they've heard it's really good for pregnant mamas, and they're right, it's amazing. But the problem with generic yoga is that there are not a lot, but there are some poses that are not advised to do during pregnancy. So either you don't know about them, you do them anyway, and you might hurt yourself or the baby, or you know all about it, and you're going to follow along with a classic yoga flow, and you might spend half of the class waiting for some poses to be over to continue, which is not amazing, right? So I also advise to follow trimester-specific yoga flows because, first trimester and last trimester, they're nothing alike, right? You have specific needs that need to be met. And that's why I will always teach trimester-specific yoga flows. I mean, there are some yoga flows that are safe for all trimester, and it's good, it's great, but they're kind of generic because, first trimester, you have specific needs that need to be met. So that's my big advice, and be careful if you don't know what to do and not to do when following a classic yoga flow. And not all yoga teachers are aware of what to do or not to do either, so that might be dangerous as well. Right, mistake number 4, stretching too much just because you can. So it is true, when you are pregnant, you are more flexible. And why is that? Because we have a hormone called relaxin that is present in our body during all the pregnancy, but also after, so a few months postpartum, and as long as you're breastfeeding. And this hormone helps us relax to help us prepare our body for birth. And it's also what gives us this baby brain. It relaxes a lot of things, actually, even our brain. And the problem is that you might feel like you're super flexible, so you want to go a bit too far and you might hurt yourself. You might overstretch or hurt your joints and everything. So avoid that. So keep in mind how flexible you were before pregnancy and keep it at an 80%. on average, and that should be good. So we never want to actually get more flexible during pregnancy. That's never going to be a goal. You want to stretch your muscles to ease the pain and to feel better and all that. And you wanna stay strong. You wanna build muscle. This could be a goal, but don't try to start and get your splits if you've never done it before. For instance, that would be a mistake. And mistake and number 5, my favorite, is Kegels. Don't do classic Kegels. I know it sounds weird because we all heard that Kegels exercise are amazing, and they can be, but scientists have changed their mind lately because we can have, so just as a reminder, classic Kegel is when you hold your pelvic floor and then you release it. You hold it, release it. So it's going to help to strengthen your pelvic floor. But what we found out is that some women, actually a lot of women, have what we call a hypertonic pelvic floor. So they are tightening too much and too often their pelvic floor without even realizing it. So if you do classic Kegels on top of that, that's going to get things worse. And you need to be able to relax your pelvic floor to give birth. That can make things harder when you're trying to push and give birth, and then your pelvic floor is just tight. So you can do some types of Kegels exercise that we call slow Kegels. So it's basically holding your pelvic floor very, very slow, like it's an elevator climbing 5 floors. So you're holding it slowly in 5 steps, and it's gonna reach almost your belly button at one point, and then you release it. You go down the 5 floors. And what that's gonna do is that's going to connect your mind with your pelvic floor, which is going to help you to control it better. So when it's time to release it, like the day of birth, you will be able to relax your pelvic floor and to give birth more easily. So classic Kegels, no. Slow Kegels, yes, you should do them. So I'm curious, have you done any of these mistakes, or some others maybe? And if you have any question, please comment below. I will be happy to answer any types of questions. So I'm not a doctor, but as I said, I'm teaching prenatal yoga and postnatal yoga, and I've done myself so many mistakes. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. So to summarize, don't hold your breath, but do some pranayama, special for prenatal. Don't ignore your core, but don't do crunches either. Don't do generic yoga, but trimester-specific yoga. And don't do classic Kegels, but slow Kegels. So if you want to know more about the do's and don'ts during pregnancy, I will make some new videos with specific issues or specific do's and don'ts. So I will keep you posted. You can subscribe to my channel or like this video, so you will be aware when the new video is out. And I'm very excited. I'm also preparing a prenatal package with 5 videos, 5 yoga flows per trimester, so for a total of 15 trimester-specific yoga flows. So I'm currently preparing that. So if you want to be aware, if you want to be one of the first one to know when the package will be released, just write down your email address with the link below. So it's luluyoga.eu, and you will reach my mailing list. You just have to write down your name, email address, and then I will let you know when it's ready. And I don't send a lot of newsletter at all, just whenever something's ready. So thank you so much for listening to me, and see you later. Bye.